Welcome, everyone, to episode 12 of Stay on Target, the official Hazard Time podcast. I'm your host, Liam. I'm joined today by my co hosts, Richard and Dmitri.
Sup?
Oh, you're cool.
That's right.
So, the topic for today's video is going to be the whole Sony Marvel fiasco.
Oh, come on.
I knew it. I knew it.
Something-
I was gonna say. I had popcorn in my mouth, but I was gonna say cue Richard groan.
Too bad.
Can we have one episode where we're talking about something, interesting?
You are talking about something interesting.
All
Yeah,
right,
we're-
let's talk about Tim Kaine.
I didn't say he was interesting. I was
Everyone
just
knows.
you.
Richard over here wants to talk about Tim Kaine and trees, okay, but whatever.
And,
I
and
don't wanna
Doug
talk
Smith, or Bob Phillips, some other white guy in a suit.
Listen, I don't want to talk about that. I mean, come on. You know what? You're probably gonna edit this part out, but Liam, at some point, I think we have to have an Interstellar episode.
Man, I don't think you want people. I don't think you want to see how many people will disagree with you.
Well, if anything, it would boost your numbers, wouldn't it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
It would have zero effect on the numbers.
You think people care what the content is, Richard?
No, I don't think they do. You're right. Good point. I just think that us arguing is probably more exciting than us talking about, media conglomerates.
But again, we're missing the point, Richard. People don't listen to these.
Yeah, but I have to. I listen to these. I don't want to relive, all this.
Do you go
Hey.
back? Do you listen to the ones you've been on? Why would you do that?
Well, because you told me to earlier. I said I
Richard-
didn't.
Richard's
But
got
I
a
was
thing for his
So
own
you
voice.
monster.
Richard loves hearing the sound of his own voice, I guess.
All right, whatever.
Okay, well, I guess you know a little something about this fiasco going on.
No, of course I don't.
And I guess I'm the only one who actually knows what the hell's going on.
A good topic choice.
Well, I guess it
Richard.
works because I'm giving you
Stop
guys some
using-
edification.
That
Richard-
nobody knows anything about.
Richard, are you on drugs?
No.
Are you sure?
Why?
Exactly. Only a person that's on drugs asks that.
Should the topic of today's video be Richard's intervention?
Yeah. I think
Come
are you on like a lot of caffeine or something?
I mean, first you mess up episode 11. We had to scrap that whole damn thing.
Okay, that was Dmitri.
I remember it being your fault, sir. Okay, I know it was like a week ago, but I remember it being your fault.
I'm pretty sure it's Dmitri.
You would
Really, if anything, it's probably
Talking
your
a
fault.
lot.
You need to have better control over your guests.
Okay, Richard. I'm gonna need you to calm down for just a second. Alright?
see. The sooner we actually talk about the Sony Marvel stuff, the sooner we can just move on to other things. Because the point
Well-
of this podcast isn't to actually talk about the topic; it's to veer off onto other topics.
That's
Except
what
for
we're
you
doing.
usually end up talking about the same thing for a long time. It's almost disappointing. I mean, heck, last episode 10 or whatever, 2 ago, you guys talked about overrated things for the entire time.
You're moving way too fast right now, Richard. I'm just saying.
I don't know why you're focusing on the past so much. You're talking about like podcasts, previous podcasts. Why are you bringing that up? What's the point of
Okay,
that?
I'm just trying to bring in some notes.
What does that accomplish?
I
Notes?
think your
It's
viewers-
impromptu, Richard.
I think your viewers would appreciate a change. Is all I'm saying. And by viewers, I mean me.
Yeah, they'd appreciate
So-
changing my shirt
So
color.
you just want to hear yourself take control. Is that it, Richard? Because you can
No,
go
I
back
just
and
want
listen
talk
to
about
this.
something exciting.
And this is exciting, okay? Corporate, goings-ons.
Well,
Exciting,
it's,
thrilling stuff.
It's come down from the upper echelons. It rolls down. They say we got to talk about this. We can't say stuff about that. You know how it goes. So
Yeah. Okay.
your ideas are good, but
Dmitri has
You
already used up his allotted complaining about Keanu Reeves.
Don't get me started.
I'm with
Matrix
you
4.
there, man. I'm with you there. I remember when he was like our thing.
No, it's typical. It's typical. They gotta take it and they gotta use it and they
Okay.
gotta
No,
mold it, and then all of a sudden
I'm getting the
everybody
signal to
loves
cut you off,
Keanu
man. No,
Reeves. What?
gotta cut you off, man. I'm getting the signal.
They
I'm
don't
right
even
there.
know who Keanu Reeves is.
No, they
They're
don't.
waving you. They're waving me down.
I'm
Enough.
just saying.
No, I agree with you.
It's the same shit, man.
Okay.
Nobody knows anything. It's all bandwagon stuff. You know?
It is. It's all these schmucks out
Yeah,
there.
like 80% of Reddit is just bandwagon. Uh,
Wait, did you say the internet or Reddit?
I said Reddit, but I
Oh.
should say the internet. 80% of the internet is bandwagon responses.
And they don't even get on the bandwagon for the good stuff. You need to hop on the Hazard Time bandwagon.
Yeah,
internet-
exactly.
Is an echo chamber.
It is an echo chamber for the worst of us.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Everybody that
Oh my
that
God.
should have never met, that should have never even talked to one another, now have the
Already
ability
talked about this.
the ability to
The
instantly
producer's
communicate.
waving us down again.
Okay? This guy over here
It's
should
instant
never have talked to him.
Validation.
Okay? Exactly. And now they can just they create ideas. These ideas that should have never been shared are now being spread across to multiple people.
It's an
But-
actual phenomenon, a type of scientific bias where, you know, if you have an idea, as bad as it is, if you start seeing other people with the same idea, just the fact that other people have it is a sort of validation for you to think that it must be worth something. So all these
There
people
you go.
have things to say that are worth something.
Yes, we all agree the internet is bad. Want to know what a big problem with the internet? Or maybe not. I don't know.
What?
Disney. Let's get back to the topic on hand that we haven't even started talking about.
And another thing
Just
about Keanu Reeves, I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. I'm done.
I can cut all this out, man. I have no
I know.
problem.
You have the power.
I've got the power. Cut that out.
I have the power.
So, I'll just try to give you. I'm gonna try to make it as brief as possible, but I do want to hear what you guys think about this. So the original, I suppose, the original deal between Sony and Marvel is, they get to use the characters and stuff. So, if Spider-Man appears in like Avengers, Sony doesn't get any of that money. But when Spider-Man appears in like a Sony movie, Disney gets 5% of that profit, of like opening day profit or something like that. And Disney gets 100% merchandising rights.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, 100% merchandising rights is crazy. Not rights, profit. They get
I mean,
a lot
that
of
is
money off
crazy.
of that.
It's just that is crazy. That is crazy.
And so now Disney proposed a new deal, talking a 50-50 split. 50% of profits from not just Spider-Man. That's a thing. That's what people don't realize, is any Sony-related Spider-Man movie. So Venom 2 comes out, completely distant from the MCU. Disney would, get 50% of that profits and whatnot. There would be like co-producers, they're co-financers and co-producers and get 50% of the profits.
Why do I feel like we're gonna be getting to like an article in a couple days? In other news, Sony is disbanding. Like,
And so,
I mean, as bad as that sounds, and it does sound bad, and I get it. I mean, ultimately, Spider-Man is a Marvel character, right? And Disney owns Marvel, so.
well, no,
Like-
Sony owns the rights to make Spider-Man movies, though.
Oh, I know, I get that, but Disney's wanting.
they got like
sense.
grandfathered into that.
They can't do some like sneaky thing like, technically it's our character. They can't be sneaky.
No, I know. I'm not saying they can. I'm just saying I understand why they would. He's the biggest Marvel character, and Marvel
Yeah.
can't even use him.
And so Sony's like, that's ridiculous. The deal they're asking for is ridiculous. I think I think even Sony went back and offered 70-30, so giving Disney 30%, which still pretty
That is
crazy.
generous.
Yeah, Marvel's like no, and so Sony, I guess Sony backed out, and
I don't understand why they said no though, because like, what do they? I mean, what does Sony lose if they say no?
50% of their movie. At this point, they're thinking, do we need Disney? We can just
Right, why
make our own.
Well, they
Yeah.
don't. They've been doing it without Disney.
They made
Yeah,
Venom.
What do they lose by turning that deal down?
Oh, I thought you meant like, what do they lose by taking the deal?
No, what do they lose by turning it down? Why wouldn't they just say no? I mean, like, what?
Well, because they have a like if they give stop it if they give
Stop it!
if
Stop
they stop it stop it
If stop it! No, keep it inside.
look if they
I'm transforming.
look I can edit this out, okay? If they give like Marvel access to Spider-Man, then the potential for profit is increased because it's Marvel, it's Disney.
Yeah, but they're also losing. They're also kind of losing profits because, the $2 billion that Disney made from Endgame that had Spider-Man in it. Sony didn't see a dime of that profit. But the $1 billion that Sony made from Far From Home, Disney does get some of that.
Yeah, I know. I still agree that Sony like did the right thing. Like, I'd tell Disney to fuck that noise, and
Yeah,
no
I
way.
mean, I would too. I'd be like, excuse me? Just because they missed out somehow way in the past and like lost the rights to their most popular character, that doesn't mean that they just like deserve.
I'm also saying this too, like that whatever like deal or paperwork they got going on must be stone cold because Disney's lawyers.
Oh, they're monsters.
They're like checking every single letter to like try to figure out how to get this Spider-Man character back. We need this spider character. Like that's
I
it.
think
That's
that
it. Will
that original
use
5% deal is over.
Hmm.
But now,
Well, that's probably why
you're gonna see
negotiating for a new one.
the next Marvel movie is gonna have like a great value Spider-Man in it. That's not really Spider-Man.
His name's Man-Spider.
He's just close enough. Like nobody calls him by his name.
His name's Ant-Man.
No, he's just Spider character. Like in
Spider character.
in the credits,
Called
he's Spider
Black Widow.
character, and that's
But
when he's
it's-
only referred to. So everybody doesn't call him by anything, and his suit is just like off enough.
It's just like a tight red suit with a blue spider on it.
Yeah.
And so, where they're going forward, there are still 2 more Spider-Man movies in the works that are set to star Tom Holland. They'll just be Tom Holland as Spider-Man, not in the MCU. And people are saying that that's gonna like cripple them storytelling wise because of how
It
dependent.
would be better, if anything. Well,
Yeah.
because you know my thoughts on the MCU. It's horrible. And then again, all the Sony Spider-Man movies are also horrible. They're all horrible. So never mind.
I
But-
just took like 3 shots. When Richard mentions MCU's horrible, take a shot.
Well, you guys only ever talk about that. I mean, the only reason I keep bringing these things up is because that's what we're always talking about. Case in,
Richard,
going
I'm
back to my
gonna
original
need
point.
you.
My
I'm gonna
original
need
point.
you
We need to talk
tone
about
it
other
down
things.
just a little bit here.
We all know you're upset about the Sony Marvel deal, but just calm.
Same thing over and over.
Take a chill
Richard,
pill. You don't have a
this
chill
is-
pill.
I'm
take
not
one of
happy
those
This
pills,
is-
that I
put it in your
always
mouth,
say I
chill.
hate Marvel. I'm not happy
Richard.
that I have to clarify that every episode.
We've been friends for a long time. It's been the same realm of conversation.
Yeah, it's maddening.
But you just can't now start fighting back against it.
Yes, I
You-
can. And I
you can't- You can't pick the one.
Forever.
top-
Even in
you see,
high
here's
school,
the
I
thing, though.
remember you were on my side, Dmitri. Even
I-
in high school,
Look,
sometimes
I
later-
hate MCU. I hate MCU. I hate it as well. But I'm on Liam's podcast, Richard. It's his go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not really my go. You guys just don't want to do any of the extra work to make it your go. But
I mean, that's completely true. I don't want to do any work.
No, I don't either.
here's the thing, Richard. You can't cherry pick. You can't be like, oh, this is the one topic we talk about over and over again that I don't like. We talk about a lot of stuff over and over.
Picker.
What the heck are you talking about?
We talk about a lot of
cherry
topics
picker.
over. We talk about a lot of topics over and over again. Okay, I've done 12 of these podcasts. I know how often we recycle conversation points.
Because that's our friendship.
If you said that tonight's topic is going to be like, I don't know, something totally out of our wheelhouse.
Like what? At the same time, we've talked about everything. We've talked about everything and nothing at the same time.
I have not talked about everything.
But see,
all right, what's out of our wheelhouse here?
You know what this reminds me of? This is just like back in the original OG Hazard Time days when we were making videos. You guys weren't coming up with ideas. I was the only one coming up with ideas, and you were criticizing my ideas. Okay, you guys aren't coming up with podcast topics.
Properly. I don't think that's true. I remember there being a time where Dmitri and I were like, you know what, we need to shift gears here and start making more things, and that's how we got.
You want to get back to Hazard Time. You want to get Hazard Time. What we failed is to do anything. We had plenty of ideas.
The problem.
We all just didn't do shit.
See, if you want to criticize the podcast topic choices, you have to contribute podcast topic ideas of your own. Every time I ask you guys for a topic idea, you're like, I don't know. And then I come up with something, you're like, that's stupid.
All right, you got me there.
You gotta...
Yeah, Richard, throw them down, huh? Throw some ideas down.
I don't like putting the effort forth into any of this. So you're right.
So you're gonna...
Rescind.
Okay, moving on, continuing. I was going to bring up how I think this connects to Venom, the first Venom.
I can
movie.
just feel Richard's teeth gritting. And now we're going to talk about Venom.
Episode 10. I heard you guys talk about how great Venom was. That was almost the hardest part to sit through.
Did you listen to it all?
Yeah, I did.
Wait, I know how bad that episode is too, because we were sitting there. I don't know if it's in the podcast or not.
My God, this is horrible.
Yeah, at the end, I'm like, this is terrible.
We didn't talk about Venom in episode 10, did we?
Yeah, you did.
No. Wait, we did?
A lot. Yeah, you did.
Well, I imagine Joel Edgerton got in there.
What was the basis or whatever, or
brought up more than once.
Context.
At one point, it was brought up because you said you were talking about how what's his name, J.K. Simmons, whole thing.
Yeah, how he's in MCU now.
Yeah, somehow that devolved into mentioning Venom somehow, and then another one was like, director. The director is what's his name? Andy Serkis.
Oh, Andy Serkis is directing.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, which I mean, I'm on Dmitri. I hardly ever disagree with Dmitri, I guess, but
yeah, like what?
I mean, I don't care. Actually,
no, I don't care either. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the sad thing. Like something like that is like Andy Serkis is directing the new Venom movie. I'm like, what? That's stupid. Why would they pick him? Like that makes no sense. And he's like, I don't care.
You know what? I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever.
I'm just trying to. I know that I have a lot of opinions, and I know that I push them aggressively. I know it's a problem that I have, and I've been trying to change a little bit, and I've been sort of trying to live by this motto, which is, you know what? I don't need to have an opinion.
I guess that's true in a way. Well, you don't need to have an opinion. You're right. The opinions that you have are just reserved for what you want to have an opinion about.
Exactly. I don't need to have an opinion on the director of Venom 2 because it does not matter to me at all.
It's like we were talking about the new Rambo and the new Terminator. I'm like, new Terminator.
I love Liam's rendition of that song, by the way.
Oh, of course, he does the best one.
It's a great song. Well, I mean, not a great song, but
But anyway, as you were saying,
Yeah,
So-
it's like I'm not gonna watch them. I don't care.
yeah,
And if I do, it'll be like 6 years from now, on like Netflix maybe. So
right. I'm gonna wait till I'm sitting in the room with a friend, and he's like, "Oh, we should watch a movie about Venom 2."
and
I'll
then
sit-
2 hours later, we pick Conan.
yeah, exactly.
I want your head. The underwear model that played Conan.
Underwear model. Oh yeah.
oh, wait, you talking about the new Conan?
Yeah.
I think that was like Kellen Lutz, wasn't it?
I want your head.
I
That's
want
fine.
your head.
No, he was like an underwear model or something.
He was, yeah. Before he was an actor, or before he was an
Oh.
actor. He's not an actor.
Well, no, isn't he?
He was
in
underwear
Twilight?
model, and then he played movies.
No, he wasn't in Twilight.
Maybe it's not who I'm thinking of.
I think he was only in Conan.
I think it, or maybe it's Kellen Lutz who played Cullen Lutz.
He's in Twilight, but he's
Are you-
not the guy in Conan the Barbarian.
Maybe he's in Samson.
Oh, maybe.
Let me see. I'm gonna look up Samson first.
Is
there was
he
a-
John Carter.
No, that's Taylor Kitsch.
Oh.
Taylor Kitsch is
Okay.
good. He's a good actor. Underrated. No, that's Taylor James plays Samson in the new Samson. Or maybe it's Tarzan. Maybe Kellen Lutz plays Tarzan. Like all these shirtless people with long hair are the same.
Shirtless, long-haired dudes.
You sure he's
From-
not in John Carter?
2009 to 2012.
And then you have the one that wants to defy the odds.
Wait a second.
Short hair.
Are you talking about the? Wait, are you talking about the 2011 Conan the Barbarian, or is it just Conan?
It's Conan the
I think
Barbarian.
it's- Yeah, Conan the Barbarian.
Because the 2011 Conan Barbarian, Conan is Jason Momoa.
No.
really?
Uh-uh.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Before he was famous.
I want your head. Now,
That was-
I want all the money from my new DC.
Is it before he was famous? When was Game of Thrones? When did Game of Thrones start?
Around then.
Oh yeah, it started in 2011.
God, he is such a terrible Conan.
So we're talking about like this random person who's not really an actor, but like no, it's Jason Momoa. He's like I guess a legitimate actor.
Wait, was he an underwear model then?
I don't think he ever was an underwear model. I mean,
No, I definitely must have been because I remember when Conan the Barbarian came out, everyone was like, "Who is this guy?" And then like the only things he had to his name were like underwear commercials or something.
well, sometimes
Well, because I
you
remember
do
at the
shitty
time
commercials.
people were like,
You're Shaquille O'Neal.
people, well, yeah. At the time, people were like, "Oh, this guy's playing Conan. Like, he could never be this Arnold character," and like they were upset about it.
No, Kellen Lutz played Hercules in The Legend of Hercules. Now I
I
gotta
thought
figure out who.
Well,
And he
look,
played Tarzan. Damn it.
he did 2 movies before Conan. One was 2004, one was 2007. And let's see what he did before that. Discovered by Eric. Yeah, he modeled.
Okay.
But he also worked part-time in a surf shop before being cast in the action drama series Baywatch Hawaii. Wait, he did television. He did a lot of television. Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So he,
Well,
did, he
I've-
did Baywatch.
And I thought Conan the Barbarian had like a really Scandinavian name. Like I thought I was remembering.
Maybe
He's
you're
not
remembering a
exact-
different movie.
No, that's it. I
Yeah,
know what you're talking
There's
about.
no way
Richard.
I'm remembering a different movie. I'm definitely thinking of this.
I want your head. Yeah, it's exactly that. I just don't think he's as built. Yeah, he's not
Oh, he-
anywhere like.
Well, maybe not then, but he was. I mean, he's a pretty big dude. I don't know.
well.
He just doesn't have face. You know,
well, no. If you
he
look
doesn't
at him
have
in
that Conan.
Conan, like if you look at him in Conan versus Arnold in Conan,
True, you're right. But I think if you take him at his peak and Arnold at his peak, it's not as different as you think. But I don't think Conan was his peak. Whereas Arnold, I think Conan
Well,
the
okay.
Barbarian was like peak size for him.
I think you're no, Conan was Arnold was way bigger than that. When he started doing movies, he was way Hercules. He's peak
Well,
size.
true, but all movies. I think Hercules was his biggest movie, but after that, I
Hercules.
think his Hercules. No man is scared of Hercules.
This is my boat. This is my ship. No man's spirit. Okay, let's do Arnold
No
and
man's superior to Hercules.
Hercules. Because I want to.
Watch that.
What?
We didn't watch Hercules New York, but we watched a video
No, you.
describing it, or
No,
what
you
am I
did. I
thinking?
think, and then you just showed me that scene. You're like, you gotta watch the scene.
No, I don't think I've seen the movie.
Are you sure?
I think I must have watched like a best of Arnold video or something.
Probably.
Interesting.
Yeah. So let's look at this versus that. Yeah, Arnold is like twice the size of Jason Momoa at his peak.
I feel like yeah, you're right, he is. Because
I mean,
Jason Momoa is like a huge guy, but Arnold was a monster.
yeah, like if you look at yeah, because I would say what Momoa at his peak is like Aquaman.
No, I think well, maybe. No,
Well,
I think his peak was probably Game of Thrones, actually.
okay, Jason I'm sure if I do shirtless, it'll give me his peak.
Just look up Khal Drogo, but it's definitely not Arnold. You're right, it's definitely not.
That's gonna autofill, isn't it? Isn't it, Dmitri?
Yeah, it did. Oh, but then you get into like some of these pictures, and he's like totally out of shape. Like recent pictures, he's got like a sagging belly and like no biceps,
Jeez.
which is like really a testament to what they can do with people in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Aquaman is his peak.
Okay.
Do you remember like how ripped J.K. Simmons got for Commissioner Gordon in Justice League?
I've only seen one picture.
I don't
Like,
think he was
why
that
did he
ripped.
do
I
that?
think he was just ripped for, like a 60-year-old. So
Yeah,
But
but
he was pretty ripped.
but I've only ever seen that one picture.
But why would he do that for Commissioner Gordon in Justice League to stand on a rooftop and talk to people?
because why not, man? You need an excuse.
Forget he's in Justice League.
I never saw Justice League.
You
So I
haven't
don't
seen
know.
Justice League?
Oh, why would I?
Amazing, Richard. I'm Richard. I
Because
haven't seen
it's
Justice League.
terrible.
Like, yeah, exactly.
That Skype notification sound scared me.
Yeah, me too.
But back to Venom.
Oh, Liam, so great at turning the conversation.
Because I do want to talk about this.
You're a master of segues.
I've figured out how this all went down. I mean, this is all speculation, but I figured it out. It's speculation, but I figured it out.
Arnold's just Hulk.
Using a lot
Just
of
look at that.
rumors that have been going around.
His chest is like a shelf.
Now, there's been...
I mean, his shoulder's a basketball.
I know,
Fine.
it's crazy. No,
Fine.
I mean, his peak bicep is 23 inches.
Continue jerking off to
Lord.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, so
Whatever.
like,
2 feet.
well, yeah, and then like,
I don't
my
care.
leg is smaller than 23 inches. I've measured it before to compare it, and like,
I've
just
got something
thinking
else
of
that's
that.
about that long.
Really, do you?
No. Probably subtract 20 inches.
Well, it's that long in circumference.
Anyway, yeah, that's bigger than any part of my body. I don't think any part of me measures that big.
Yeah, so he's massive.
I think you could measure across my chest from shoulder to shoulder, and you wouldn't get that.
Jason Momoa in his like Wikipedia, one of his Wikipedia pictures, just looks like the dirty guy from high school.
Maybe he was.
Maybe. I mean, he's definitely doing better now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Liam.
No. You guys don't want to keep talking about how hot Schwarzenegger is?
Remember,
Look,
of course. Are you kidding me? The Ravenator video.
Boom, 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 boom.
Me
I still always try to do the movement and can't.
too.
Ravenator. What the hell is Ravenator?
Ravenator
It's
Rave
a
Ops.
YouTube video. Look it up, everyone who's listening. It's a YouTube. I don't know if it's still around, but it
If
was a
Liam
YouTube.
doesn't cut this out.
Yeah, he will. That was just clips of Conan the Barbarian and like one other Conan, or I mean, I think it was like two clips of Arnold Schwarzenegger. One of them was the Conan sword scene, and then there's like two other clips in it. But they replaced his swords with little glow sticks, and there's just German techno music playing over him moving these glow sticks for like 2 minutes.
It's like, it's great.
I don't think there's a greater scene of it. I mean, just that is like peak. If we're saying peak Arnold was like Hercules New York as far as size is concerned, for me, peak Arnold is got to be the Ravenator.
I think that, like, I don't know.
That clip where he flexes and he moves the glow sticks is like,
Yeah, it's
Cool.
great. It's great.
Well, going forward, I'm definitely going to have you've definitely reached your podcast limit for Schwarzenegger talk. You know, get it done this podcast episode.
no
See,
such.
see, I told you, Richard. There's a sphere of our conversation.
Yeah,
It's
there is.
it's pretty much going to lead back to Arnold Schwarzenegger at one point in time.
See, I hate this podcast episode already because I'm going to look like the asshole. Because you guys are over there having good conversations, but I just don't give a shit.
And well, the
Now
thing,
maybe you can contribute. Yeah.
well, no,
What's your
let's say, I will say
Okay.
to the audience, Liam has dealt with this for what, close to 8-10 years now.
A while.
So he's probably heard the same conversation at least like 13 times.
It's almost
yeah.
it's almost as bad as that thing I won't mention.
You know,
Yes.
in It's Always Sunny, there's the episode where Mac and Dennis break up, and one of the reasons is that they want to watch a movie. They pick Predator, and Dennis is like talking to Mac, and he's like, "I don't want to keep having the same conversation with you about the men in Predator." And Mac is like, "I mean, on body mass alone." And Dennis is like, "That's the conversation that we always have, and I don't want to have it again."
I don't know why. It's just it's just fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Just
not quite anybody else out there like.
See, I guess I enjoy putting down these people more than praising them. Because sure, I'll talk about Stallone's snake neck and his gross veiny arms.
See, well, you're there to put us into perspective. But it's
But this
also, I think-
podcast isn't going to make me look good.
Well, you know what I missed, though? I mean, well, I shouldn't say this because Liam, I don't think, was there for most of it, so sorry. But I do really miss after school or in the summer, Dmitri, at least Dmitri, sometimes Liam as well, coming over to my house and watching, like, Conan the Barbarian or, any other insert 80s action movie.
I need you. I'm yours.
I'm yours.
No, it's Arnold. It's Arnold. I need you. I'm yours. And then we didn't have a clue what was going on.
No, we had no idea.
Like, he just goes up in the sky. I need you. I'm yours.
Yeah, it just shows up at some wizard's house. I need you. I'm yours.
Which, to be fair, if Arnold showed up
If
at my
I
house.
was out in the woods, if I am living out the woods, if I'm living out in the woods out here, Arnold Schwarzenegger comes riding up to me and says, "I need you." I think the only acceptable response is, "I'm yours."
I'm yours. Okay. Anyway, Liam, we will give control back to you.
Yeah, I've had my.
See, I get to be the asshole who derails the conversation back to the shit no one really wants to talk about.
Well, see, I think if you go through, like, each one of us has a conversation that we're gonna sit out on.
Yeah, that's true.
But I just wanted to give you brief history on the whole Venom and how I think Venom factors into this, because there's been a lot of this is based on rumors of stuff going on. So Venom was happening, and there's rumors that Kevin Feige helped them make Venom a little bit.
See, I didn't know. Wait, what?
Who is that?
Kevin Feige, he's like in charge of Marvel, basically. He's like the top dog at Marvel.
Is Kevin Feige? I always call him like I always call him like Feige. Is he? Does he play in the movies?
No.
Okay, never mind. It's a different guy then.
And then
I'm wrong.
And then apparently Tom Holland shot a cameo for Venom.
He did?
That's the going around. That's the strong rumor that I've been hearing going around, and the people who've been saying this rumor are pretty credible. And
wait, so what's the implications of this?
Well,
what does it matter?
Apparently, Tom Holland shot the scene for Venom, and then Marvel and Kevin Feige saw Venom and like, this movie sucks. Take the Spider-Man cameo out of it. And then I guess once Kevin Feige saw that Venom sucked, he's like, I guess I'm gonna distance myself from this. Don't put me down as like a producer or anything. But then here's the kick: Venom does good. So
did it do well?
Financially, it did good.
Oh,
yeah.
So now,
I mean, it didn't. Yeah, it did all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't do $2 billion, but not every movie has to hit the billion mark. With what its budget is and how much it made, it did good.
Okay.
And so now I'm almost like, maybe Kevin Feige is like kicking himself a little bit for like distancing himself from Venom and underestimating Sony and what they can do. So,
well, Sony also did Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
They did? That was Sony?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Sony wants to keep
Animation.
Sony wants to keep making those movies, and they don't want to give 50% of their profits of those movies to Disney. Why would they?
No, yeah, why would they?
So that's kind of how I think of this old like, again, there's a lot of rumor and speculation, and given the vast time difference between when this podcast goes up and when we're recording it, this podcast could also be extremely dated.
Well, that's not our fault, okay?
So if there's been a lot of developing news about this Sony Marvel deal, don't blame us.
Why don't you just put this up like tomorrow?
Well, episode 11 has to go up on Monday.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. You do a podcast like a week. Like podcasts if they're talking about current events, like they usually go up.
Currently.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put this up on Wednesday. But
just maybe feel the waters, and the minute new rumors start to come out or new information comes out, just post it so you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, but and of course
what we should do is just talk about something completely random. Like you talk about the Spider-Man topic, but how you think it's gonna play out, so that way we sound like we're talking about it. And then it's like you put it out, and then you're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Yes, but what if you're wrong?
Well, then you take it down. That's the internet, Richard.
So just record a bunch of. You can just record a bunch of contingencies.
Oh my god!
Exactly.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm standing outside on the porch, and there's a bat flying around that just keeps looking like it's about to hit me in the face. But he's okay. Cool.
Are you in Oregon?
Yeah.
Where are you at? Are you near Salem?
No, but I'm 2 hours from Salem.
Oh, okay.
Why do you know Salem?
How long will you be in Oregon for?
That is to be determined.
I think Dmitri's heading.
Likely,
I think Dimitri's heading over to Salem for some reason.
Is he?
I don't know.
It's one of the Liam, great detective work on that one. But
If you are, you would have to tell me in advance because
It-
I might only. My job ends in like 10 days, less than that.
nah, I won't be there for a while. That's one of the
But the
potential
thing is, I
places
might stay.
I move.
Oh,
Your job ends in 10. Wait, why would you move to?
Oh, Liam.
You're supposed to be dragging. We're supposed to be dragging Richard closer to us, not going to him.
hey,
Why would you move to Salem, Oregon?
it's cool.
Well,
It's a cool place.
It's close to, well, it's like within Portland, but like it's still its
Why would you
own.
go to Portland?
Well, because we wanted to move somewhere close to a city, but also in um a great nature area.
Salem's actually awesome. I mean, I'm a big fan. And
No,
you're only an hour from Portland, and Portland's
That's-
cool. And you're also only an hour from the mountains. So,
So
of that's-
there, see, you get where we're going.
yeah.
You know, Gulfport is pretty close to the great city of Biloxi, about 30
Gulfport
minutes
is a
from New
dump.
Orleans, and about an hour away from Hattiesburg.
Mississippi is a dump. No.
Mississippi-
That being said, it has its merits. Like Mississippi,
It has its charm.
yeah. I wouldn't. It's not like it's not my last place that I'd pick. I like the coast feeling, and like the southern coast feeling was cool.
Salem is also only an hour from the coast.
So yeah, see, that's
Quiet,
fine.
Richard.
But
It's an
no,
hour.
Yeah, Mississippi's not that bad. It was actually a nice drive, but anyway.
Not nice enough to ever do again, but
Well, look, man, maybe you could come up here instead of me go down.
yeah. Maybe I'll just have to move to Oregon too then.
Go for it.
Since everyone's moving to Oregon apparently.
It's pretty nice, but I might be moving out of Oregon.
Where are you going after that?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know.
You got 10 days, Richard.
Yeah, I know. It's really upsetting.
What's going to happen?
Really upset. You've done this to yourself. You knew this was coming.
No, I really. That's
You've
not
been
true.
doing this for years, Richard. Who are you talking about?
Yes, but
It's the same thing. You go to the forest for a month with no contact, by yourself, looking at skunks, and then they kick
Yeah,
you out, and you have to find a new thing.
Yes, I know, but usually I can. This time, I'm
Oh,
having
you mean you can't find a new for?
yeah.
We got forests down in Mississippi.
I'm
Nice
aware.
ones. With trees and shit.
Got some nice pine
Wait,
forests.
hello?
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Oh, stop it.
Hello?
Stop it.
Wait. So you don't have any options?
I'm waiting to hear back from some people. I
Why
have
don't
an
you-
interview coming up.
Why don't you be like a park ranger or something?
Well, I would love to, but that's hard to get into. Believe it or not.
Your degree in bird science isn't going to help you be a park ranger?
It is going to help me, but there's other problems involved. I'm not going to get it. There's a whole spiel that you don't want to listen to, but
No, I've looked it up, so. I mean,
the application process for that is
yeah.
rough.
So you got something on the line. What if that falls through? Are you just going to be like homeless in Oregon?
No, I'll probably just go back to New York.
You go back home. Are your parents a little bit, like, I don't want to say upset, but
Maybe like
Oh.
annoyed. Like,
yeah,
he's coming
maybe. God damn it! Like he's back.
back again.
I don't know. I haven't asked. I don't want to know the answer.
Well, here's how you can tell. If, like, let's say you and your dad are talking, and your mom comes up and goes to your dad like, "Hey, can we talk for a second?"
And then your dad comes back like a few minutes later after hushed conversation, and then your dad says, "I'm really sorry, Richard, but you're gonna have to go soon. Me and your mom are about to have dinner, so."
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been frustrated lately. So we'll have to see.
Somehow, Richard, you got in the same situation that I was. I'm pretty sure at one point I was pretty
Sir.
close to being homeless and living in your house.
I remember.
Now, you're kind of homeless and living in you're almost homeless and living in your house in a way.
Wait,
Exactly.
you were almost homeless and living in Richard's house? Is that what you said?
It was close to it at one
It's
point
close.
or another.
I don't remember this. When's this?
Well, none of your business, Liam. Jeez.
Well,
Jeez.
it had to be before Army, correct? Well, yeah, definitely had to be before Army.
Well, right, because after that he was in Kentucky.
Is it
Right.
after? Was it after high school then?
Yeah, there's a long period of time after high school.
That's true. A lot of wasted days at Elcor. You less so. You only wasted one day at Elcor.
Day, really?
But you gave them stories they'll tell forever.
I guess so, right? CJ and I were both just.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking?
Do you remember the time where you nabbed some of that like thickening powder
Oh yeah.
and you brought it to my house?
For some reason, we're blown away by this thickening powder. You bought like 10 packets of it, like mix it up in this water.
I remember that.
Made thicker water.
I love it too because the reasoning behind it was probably like, oh, the guys are gonna love this. I'm gonna grab.
That's right.
Yeah,
What? Did you not
Totally
like it?
we totally did.
Oh, okay.
Are you not entertained?
I think my reasoning was we were gonna like use it for something maybe.
What could we possibly use like gravy thickening for?
I don't know. I'm sure we had some video idea where we were working on at the time. We're always in between projects that never go anywhere.
Yeah, some say we still are.
Maybe it was like it could have been like food paste for Spaceman Discovery.
It could have. You're
Yeah,
right.
it could have been. It's good.
A nutrient pack for the Norwegian.
It sounds completely logical. So
Oh man, we have a lot of shots of him drinking out of this water bottle. How do we change this up? I know. Eating out of the water bottle.
he puts in his nutrient paste. But then we ended up just putting it all into one cup.
Oh, it made like a thick.
It
just-
did its job.
It did its job. It did its job. Yeah.
You know what I thought of today? I was with people and they were talking about like people stealing stuff, and you know what's the first thing I thought of, right?
Oh, I'm sure you did, Liam. I bet I know what you thought of.
Your little criminal career you had there.
Let's keep it on the hush hush.
Still can't believe that.
Look, it was a thing. People were doing it at the time.
No one was doing it at the time.
Yeah, they were.
And by people, do you mean you and CJ?
Murder was legal at that time, okay?
It was a different era.
I mean, you remember what I'm talking about, right, Richard?
No, not at all.
I don't think Richard knows.
I think I've told Richard. I think we've
I'm
talked
sure
about
you
this.
did. I
It's
just
not
don't.
that big of a deal. I don't know why you hold it above me.
Because it's
You may-
ridiculous.
You make me feel like less of a person, Liam.
Well, maybe you should feel like less of a person.
Hey, we all have,
Why?
things.
You want to hear what it is, Richard?
It's not that big of a deal.
And audience at home,
You can cut this out.
Dmitri. I'll decide when I get there. Dmitri and his friend would go to Walmart, fill up a shopping cart with groceries, and then walk out.
Yes, yeah, I don't find that a huge problem.
Yeah. It was Walmart, okay?
How am I the only one with morals in the group?
That is surprising.
I don't know. We did it like 3 times, maybe.
How full are we talking this shopping cart?
Well, okay. First time, probably like $200.
Oh my god! I thought you meant like.
This is a lot. This is also when we were going to weight room a lot, so we're like, oh, gotta get some protein, like chicken and stuff, like. So, and just kind of filled it up and walked out. And then
I mean, honestly, if you can pull it off, you can fill a shopping cart and then just walk out. I mean,
well,
that's
the thing
almost
was,
part.
well, it is. For some reason, no, I work at Walmart now, so I know some of the things. But
You're on the inside.
What do you mean you know some things?
like, there are certain areas in the store, like it's different every store, but like certain areas will not have a camera.
Interesting.
And the asset, yeah, okay, Mr. Morals. The the asset protection guy usually has beef with it because stuff always gets stolen. When I go through the aisles every day, stuff is stolen. Like they just stuff like DVDs, like freaking like speakers and stuff. But Walmart will
Interesting.
not put a camera there.
Why?
I don't know, because I guess they just deem it too big of an issue.
You know, speaking of that, this is
Dylan,
kind of similar.
Walmart already plans for losing.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah. You know,
So our 3 cartfuls were not that big of a deal, Liam. Okay.
You're talking about people swiping the occasional DVD. That's not $200 worth of groceries.
Whatever.
Now,
Sooner or later, you have like the Walmart special forces buzz
No,
through
no.
your window.
No, that's why we stopped doing it. Because, like, one day they had like managers posted at like every door. We thought they were managers. They had like little walkie-talkies in, and so we were like, yeah, we're gonna go back. Like, because what we do is they used to have water bottles, like, or like packs of water on pallets, like outside the door for sale.
Yeah, I remember.
And so we'd be like, our thing was, we'd get the cart and we'd go walk towards the water like we were getting one. And if nobody said anything, we'd just keep walking. And if they did, they're like, hey, where you going? Like, oh, getting some water.
walk out, getting some water.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.
So here's this is related. I know of I know of a store. I'm not gonna say what store, but this store will not prosecute shoplifters at all.
It's Michael's.
Okay, I guess you do know that then.
Yeah, because you told me it already.
Oh well,
It's because
Why
your mom
not?
worked there.
well yeah. I guess they can't afford to like process shoplifters.
Hey, you don't do that again, okay?
Please.
Yeah, but what are you stealing from Michael's? Like decorative flowers?
Yeah, true.
I guess I don't know. If they see someone shoplifting, all they're supposed to do is like if they think someone is shoplifting, they go like, "Can we help you with anything?"
No, that's our thing too. That's what they tell us to do is like what is it like? It's not aggressive, but just like it's like something
What the fuck you
hospitality.
want?
Because if you go up to them, they're like more likely to like put it back or something. Be like, oh, do you need help with anything? Like,
I need help shoplifting.
yeah.
Like quick,
Watch
shove these
my-
under your shirt.
We also do like monthly training on active shooters now. So
Oh, that's how lovely
Now-
of a time.
that's
Because that shit happened like recently, right? Like someone shot up a Walmart because he got fired.
yeah.
I'm up to
Wow.
see Richard. I'm up to current events.
Hey, Kentucky is an open carry state, so
That's
bang bang.
Wouldn't that be a good thing though? Because like if
That's
someone came to
what I'm
Walmart with the intent to
Here we
shoot up,
disagree.
there would be there would be civilians with.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I.
Well, okay, and yeah, in the anyway, that's
There's
not-
no science to suggest that helps.
well, anyway,
one
you
way to look at it.
liberal. Oh, another thing. Working at Walmart has its perks because I know when all this stuff goes on clearance
Mm.
and like when it's gonna like I can scan it and it'll be like, oh, clearance, but then in 2 weeks it's gonna drop again. So I can see its final clearance price.
Oh,
So like these $50 knives, like big ass like survival Bowie knives. Like I just waited until they dropped on clearance and then I got 2 of them for like $8.
Good.
nice. Fascinating. That's pretty helpful.
Where was that Walmart shooting?
Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Texas. Makes sense.
Anyway, this podcast is down the drain.
Too many shootings.
Aren't they? We had to cancel the last one.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Episode 11.
You don't even remember?
Yeah.
Richard was messing it up,
It's
and
been
we just
so
couldn't move
long.
on.
That was not me. Don't pin that on me.
Hey,
Well, see,
it's
I still think this should be the Patreon stuff.
no, it's not worth the effort.
I think you need to do something different with your Patreon.
Have you ever eaten a whole bag of Doritos?
No.
See, Richard, you could have got a communications degree or something and been a media dude.
Yeah, but that sounds horrible.
Well, I enjoy your skunks.
I
Coulda
do.
got- Could have gotten a skill, because that's always good.
Liam's being an electrician.
Yeah, I fully support that. I think that's probably a better idea than. But I'm too
Things
far.
Do you pay for housing or is that
No,
given
it's
to you?
provided.
Okay, so that's the only way that you're really living.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
And you mooch off your parents.
Yeah, but only if I can't. I mean, so far I've only had to do that once, and that was
Wait,
kind of on purpose.
do what?
Move in with them.
Oh, okay, but can you afford like your food?
Yeah,
See,
Are you
now,
sure?
yeah.
well, I mean, come
Yeah?
on. He buys like a loaf of bread that lasts him a year. It's Richard.
That's true.
Yeah.
Food's not
only
the problem
guy.
with Richard.
Only guy I know that couldn't finish a Junior McChicken from freaking Wendy's.
We definitely had this conversation before.
Yeah,
On a
and I
podcast.
would like to bring it up every time.
Hey, so I'm saving money. If
You're the one
Are you?
person that if we get a pizza, like because usually you get a pizza at a friend's house and you're like, ugh, I'm not gonna get anything.
you said this exact sentence before, I
Yes.
know where you're going.
Well, yeah,
You're
and I will
talk
say it
about-
again.
I'm gonna get like one piece, and then
Hell.
you were gonna say, "But with
I've probably
Richard,
said this on the
pizza."
podcast. I think I have. Go back to like episode 7 or something.
Yeah, it's definitely in there. You were about to say, I shouldn't have stopped you because you were about to say the same thing.
There's that spear again.
Yeah, well, Richard, are you living or are you just surviving? So there's a difference.
Hey, that's a deep question, Liam.
Well, I mean, are you doing the things you want to do?
Again, that's pretty deep because
Well, I guess it depends on how much. Is he?
in that case, Richard is probably living more than I am.
Yeah, I
Really?
mean, I'm satisfied with my career up to this point.
So I guess we got to turn to Dmitri. What's
You
going
don't-
on? What's going wrong with your life, Dmitri?
You guys don't like my life choices, but I think that they work well for me.
Well, here's
See,
the
your
thing.
life choices inconvenience us, so you should stop.
The thing with Richard is I'm just concerned about the long term.
Yes.
Fair enough.
At this point, listeners are like, "This is depressing. I'm leaving."
Yeah, I'm depressed.
But what shirt is he gonna wear tomorrow?
Purple. Purple.
Black.
Like my soul.
Gay. I can feel it.
What if you wore tie-dye? Do you think they'd blow their brains out?
Well, look, I tried to wear no shirt and nobody cared.
Because you didn't wear no shirt. You wore a shirt.
No, when I did the update, I didn't have a shirt on.
But they don't care about that. They just care about the part where you were wearing a shirt. You completely fucked it up.
Well, my God.
You had one job. One job.
But I did it. I did the update without a shirt on.
But you didn't. Because you had a shirt on.
Yeah, but then
You
it
were
was
wearing a
all,
shirt in the beginning. That's all they care about. You were at one point wearing a shirt. That's all they care. That's all they see.
Yeah, that's all they need.
uh,
You had one
I'll
job
do
and you
it. I
fucked
won't
it
put
up.
any pants on.
Come on, you think I wear pants doing these?
Probably not.
Liam's over there hanging dong the whole time.
You think I'm even wearing pants right now? Come on.
Very true.
This is America,
Usually I'm
Richard.
not. So
What do you do, Richard? What's your day?
Look
Well,
at skunks.
today we got up. We went to check our traps. We caught 3 skunks.
You
One of
still
them
are
had a-
doing the skunk.
So we had to, because the season is ending, we cut the collar off and we took some measurements, took some photos, took some samples, and we released those 3 skunks. Then I actually, this is a bad data, but then after that, I went and I cataloged scat samples for a while.
Boy.
We have a bunch of scat samples and
Just
in
call
little envelopes, and I recorded all of the data for each of those onto a data sheet, and then I entered that into an Excel file.
Where are you guys going with this? What are you trying to do?
We're at a lot.
But what? Like, is it actually impacting what you're trying to do?
Nope.
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Right. So what you're saying is you got all this stuff, and then the next guys come. And here you go.
Well, I'm just a technician, so my job is to just like do
So you're the intern.
to go out and collect the scat samples, record the
We
data.
call that an
There's
intern in the
skunks.
business world.
No, no, it's not the same because there's also interns here.
Oh my goodness. I can't imagine what it's like for them.
I'm like the laborer,
They taste the scat. They decide.
See,
and then people higher up than me are the ones who analyze that data and use it for things.
How come you aren't doing that?
Well, I will eventually.
will you though? Because
Yes, I have to. The plan is for me to eventually go to grad school, which is where you start making those decisions and you start doing.
Sydney's in grad school right now. Actually, she starts her practicum soon.
I'm just making up words now.
So the question isn't if, when for me. I'm gonna have to go at some point. I just don't know when.
Why don't you just go then?
Well, I would if I could.
Could have gone like 4 years ago instead of
Just
spending
take out
all these.
some more loans.
No. I wouldn't be paying for it
Why
Parents.
not?
because I would if I were to go. I mean, I'd be paying for some things, but typically, if I were to get onto a project, hopefully that project would have at least some amount of funding, which would then usually go to a tuition waiver that they would cover.
Waiver. Should be like a GA or something.
Yeah,
Why you just stalling then? Just to make
I'm
us
not
suffer,
about-
Richard.
I've been applying.
Yeah, it's not about stalling. It's about finding.
Yeah, it's not like I can just all right. I guess I'll go.
Liam,
I'm just hearing a bunch of excuses. But
I got very close. I was like I had interviews and stuff for a position in Wyoming. I was like second for it, but they gave it to somebody.
They went scat. Okay. So you say you cataloged it? Well, I did more than that. Well. All right. We'll let you know. We'll email you.
That's not abnormal in my. It's very foreign to you. I understand, and it's really one of those things where, like, if you're not in it, then it's always going to sound.
Why don't you come to Kentucky and take care of our Asian carp problem?
Because I don't really want to work with fish.
What did you say, Richard Dmitri?
Yeah, you heard me. Come to Kentucky and take care of our Asian problem.
Is that what you said? Because that's what you said. That's what it sounded like you said.
Asian carp.
Okay, I thought you said Asian car problem. You got a problem with Asian drivers? Like, what?
Good luck, everybody else. They just like zap them now.
Yeah.
They just put like a thing in the water and just literally zaps them all. There's like hundreds of carp just like floating up.
So this case you're applying to, Richard, where are you located?
Well, I have an interview on Monday for a position similar to this one, in Ohio.
No, not bad.
Ohio.
Where in Ohio?
I don't remember.
At least getting somewhat closer to us.
Well, I hope you don't get that one, Richard.
Well, thanks.
Don't even remember. Where in Ohio? You could be close to me.
I don't remember.
Wait, Ohio isn't close to Kentucky, is it?
Yeah. It's borders it.
It does?
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. Well, Richard, I hope you get the Ohio position, and I hope you're right on the border.
I don't think I am. I think it was like Central /
We're not that lucky to meet.
Actually, I don't remember.
That's the worst part of Ohio.
Yeah.
The part that's not close to Dmitri.
So, Richard, you listened to our amazing podcast where we talked about overrated actors and actresses, right?
Yeah.
Did you have anybody you wanted to mention besides Onion Kid for being?
But
You said you don't like Onion Kid?
Now, Richard, did you have any overrated actors you wanted to contribute?
I'm sure at the time I did. I'm sure when I was listening, I was like thinking of all these people, but at the moment, it's hard for me to. Let me see. Well, you know, yeah, I do. Everything. You guys know the answer to this. What do you think I'm about to say?
I don't know. Enlighten us.
I think I'm going to say anybody involved with or any movie involved with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
God, Richard, get a life.
Other than that, though,
I'm sure you've got plenty.
I never actually saw. I can't call these people out because I haven't actually seen any of them. So it would be hypocritical of me. But I can't imagine why. I know you disagree, but I can't imagine why the Fast and Furious movies are still around.
Well, no, I mean, they had a rough period.
What about some of our? Have any people you want that we said are overrated, but you don't overrated?
How do you feel about Shaq, Richard?
I don't care about Jack, really.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Liam's got beef
Who
with
else did we
Shaq.
call out? Who else did we call out? We called out the Jimmies. Do you think they're overrated?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We called out.
It wasn't like, I mean, I knew who they were, and I don't get them confused like you do, but...
Oh, well, which one's Fallon?
By the way, neither of them do lip sync battles. That's
what?
Yes.
James Corden.
Don't be spreading your lies, Richard.
No. One of them did.
I know, Richard. Don't be spreading your fake news, okay?
Are you sure one of them did that?
Yes.
See.
It
Maybe I got-
started. It
Oh,
started
it was
with. It
fun. It
started
was
with
Jimmy-
one of them.
It was Jimmy Fallon, and then it became its own show.
Yes. God, that show was awful.
Yeah.
I watched like an episode of it. It's terrible. This was a while ago before I made my no TV.
I mean, I've always hated Jimmy Fallon. Like, I just find the man so insufferably unfunny.
I don't know which one that is. I think Jimmy
It's-
Fallon's the one I don't.
I don't know.
Who else did we call out? Brie Larson.
Oh
I
yeah.
in anything, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, well I mean
Well-
she's Captain Marvel in MCU, so I'm sure you think she's overrated.
You're doing yourself a favor, Richard.
Peyton Manning called him overrated.
Yeah, I mean that's weird because is he rated at all? I mean, for being a football player, and he was good. So
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis. That's what I started off with.
I also haven't really seen her in much other than Freaky Friday.
What about
Yeah.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise is overrated.
I don't think
Okay,
that.
there you go. Though-
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I always
Smile.
yeah, that crooked tooth of his.
Yeah, middle tooth, you mean?
I mean, hey, middle tooth.
Mhm.
Okay, what about underrated?
Yeah.
Underrated.
I was contemplating doing underrated as a topic
You know who's
because
underrated? This is about to change, and you'll know why this is about to change. He's about to get like super mainstream again. But until that happens, I think Joaquin Phoenix is super underrated.
I can see that.
I liked him in Signs.
I liked him in that. I liked him in The Master. I liked him in.
Signs is underrated.
Signs is underrated.
You know what? I agree with you.
That movie is great.
I don't know if I'd say great.
No, it's
But
great.
it's good.
It's a great movie.
It's great.
First time, it certainly is.
Yeah, that is a viewing experience the first time.
Oh my god, that I know you know the scene that I'm thinking of.
It's
But-
terrifying.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Well, when I
I-
was a kid, I was deathly afraid of it.
I ran out of the theater in that scene. My family went to see the movie and I went with them, and that scene happened. I ran out of the theater and just waited in the lobby for the rest of the movie. Like, fuck this
Yeah, I
shit.
mean that scene.
Well,
that
see-
scene was too much for me, and I was an adult when I saw that movie.
Well, I saw it as a kid, and I ran out of the room, and I didn't watch the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it was horrifying.
And I spent like years afraid to watch the
Exactly.
movie.
Exactly.
When I get to that scene again.
No, that's exactly the same way. And then I finally watched it. And I was like, this movie's really good.
Yeah, that movie messed me up the first time, and then the ending I think kind of ruined it for me. But
Underrated actor Donald Trump. That Home Alone cameo was really good.
yeah, sure. No,
Patrick Wilson's my underrated actor.
You already
who's
said that. Move on. You said that last episode.
Just bringing it up with Richard.
Who's Patrick Wilson?
Do you know in like the hold on, the like the Annabelle movies and the Conjuring movies?
Was he in Fargo season 2?
I'm not sure about
Look that up. Look that up.
Patrick
We're
Wilson.
totally looking that up.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks like
he's excellent.
he was one of the cops in that.
I think
I
he was
agree
going to
with
be
you.
in. He
Yeah,
was
he's
like going to be in
great.
the Ant-Man movie.
Guy of that season.
He's great.
He was great. Yeah, he's great in that. He was. I haven't seen The Conjuring. I mean, I've seen him in a few other things, and he was good.
You know, I think Patrick Wilson was going to be in the Ant-Man movie. Back when it was going to be a little different. Like the original plan for Ant-Man, there was going to be Hank Pym and Scott. What's his last name?
Scott. Scott.
Lang. No.
Oh yeah, Lang. Yeah,
Yeah, Lang.
Scott Lang. Yeah.
So what it was going to do is going to like flash back and forth. So it would go back and forth between a young Hank Pym in the '60s and
Oh.
Scott Lang in the present day, and they were going to have Patrick Wilson be the young Hank Pym in the '60s. Which I would have liked that.
Yeah.
I think Marvel did a big disservice not really getting to explore Hank Pym as a character.
I don't know anything. I don't even know who that is.
He's like
But
kind of an asshole. Like there's the whole storyline of like him abusing his wife.
yikes.
Oh my god, I hate Ant-Man 2 and the Wasp. It's the most pointless superhero movie out of all of them.
We're gonna have to disagree with you there a little bit.
It's just so pointless. The whole movie, they're doing something. It's like it doesn't matter. Why you bring back the wife? It doesn't matter. She's been dead. Like why?
Ant-Man and the Wasp is my favorite MCU movie.
No.
Oof. Oof.
Oof.
Speaking of superhero movies, underrated actor.
Are you sure you want to do this, Richard? You want to talk about superhero movies? Are you sure?
No, I'm
You
saying
sure,
underrated
Richard?
actor.
Liam
Oscar
will go all
Isaac.
night. Oscar Isaac.
Yeah,
Which one's that? Who's that?
he was. He was Apocalypse. Not that that matters. He was in
Oh,
Ex
it's Poe.
Machina. Yeah, Poe Dameron.
Yeah. God. He's good Apocalypse.
Davis.
You may fire arrows from Babylon, the towers of
We
Babylon.
did this
But
all
you
on
will
YouTube.
never strike God. Yeah, we already did. Yeah, we did that. I said that quote. It's a good quote, and whenever you bring up like Apocalypse, I'm gonna say that quote because it's so good.
It is a good
Well,
quote. Give
you
me
know,
that.
this is like episode 1 or 2, so this is way back.
There was an article.
It was
I don't
pretty
remember.
recent.
I don't remember who it was by. It might have been like the AV Club, or no, it was like some video I saw actually on YouTube, I think. But the guy brought up a interesting trend, which is that who does the X-Men movies?
Bryan Singer.
Yeah,
Like which studio or whatever.
Oh,
Fox.
So he pointed out that like every Fox X-Men movie has to have a scene in a forest, even when like it doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, literally every X-Men movie, at some point, there's some dramatic moment.
Well-
It's always a dramatic moment that takes place in, like, the middle of the woods.
Well,
It doesn't,
it's funny because Liam brought that up. Like Magneto's like forest.
like, his forest camp. Like, why?
yeah. I mean, wouldn't you want to live in the city?
And in Apocalypse,
Let's go live in
there's
the
that
place.
scene where, like, Magneto's family gets murdered in front of him, or
In the
something.
forest.
Remember?
Yeah.
Happens in the middle of the woods. Like, why didn't it happen in his house?
Well, that would make sense. That makes sense because they would like, let's bring him to the place with no metal.
Right.
But like, you know, let's
Yeah, I mean,
Magneto
I guess.
going to the place. Yeah, I understand.
I mean, his building a camp in the forest doesn't make any sense.
That's stupid. But that movie's terrible. The third one's.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. I don't mind it though.
Wait, has anybody seen Dark Phoenix?
Nope.
No.
Ugh.
I'm just disappointed there's no like cool Quicksilver scene. Like, why would they not do that again?
I guess
They've
third
done it
time.
twice. Why would they need? I mean,
Because they're always good. That's like the best part of those movies.
I agree. The second time was good. It was just as good. But then the third time, like, I don't know.
yet
I would hate for it to lose its
I
charm.
feel like the third time it happens, it would be a meme.
Well, so they haven't done it already.
Mm.
And you're not gonna go take something else and then wring it out like a towel of blood.
I can throw out an overrated, although it's not gonna be anything surprising. But I think Joel Edgerton is underrated.
You
Yeah,
said
you said that.
overrated.
I corrected myself afterwards.
You like to watch. I remember that from college.
Yeah, I mean, him in Exodus, Gods and Kings. Let me tell you. I'm kidding, of course.
I liked his Tom Buchanan,
I don't know who that is.
Oh
From,
yeah,
Great Gatsby.
I saw that movie in
He was in that.
English
Yeah.
composition.
What? Where?
You can that's an incredible cast. Okay, that's an
It is.
That-
That's really good.
I love that cast.
Which movie?
The 2011 Great Gatsby.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
it's a
it's
decent movie.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobey Maguire,
Tobey
Joel
Maguire.
Edgerton, Carey Mulligan.
Can you imagine if Han Solo was in there somewhere? If Harrison Ford was in there?
Liam
guys-
would just never stop watching the
I feel
movie.
like there's more I'm missing, but this is an incredible cast. You know what else is an incredible cast that I love? The Game Night. Jason Bateman,
Ugh.
Rachel McAdams,
Ugh.
Kyle Chandler.
Oh my god. Jason Bateman is terrible.
Yeah, I'm not really into him.
Ace is terrible.
Jason Bateman just plays Jason Bateman in all his movies.
Yeah, he
There's
was
some-
in Arrested Development, and then I saw other things that he's in, and I was like, oh,
It just seems like he's confused to be places. Like, well, he's confused that he's there. Like, he can't believe people actually hired. Like, I'm just playing Jason Bateman.
Isn't that like Michael Cera? He wasn't supposed to be an actor, but he wandered into set by mistake, and he was too awkward to tell anybody that he wasn't supposed to be there.
yeah, but he leans into that. You know what I mean? Like, he knows that that's how he comes off.
Right.
Jesse Eisenberg, the poor man's Michael Cera.
Oh, I hate Jesse Eisenberg.
See, I don't find him that bad. I don't see that big a problem with him.
I can't stand him.
Ooh. I feel like he's tried to
get-
break his mold, but everybody
No.
keeps putting him in there.
He's got a crappy agent though, but I got two more. Underrated.
Back to the same topic we had last time.
No, we're talking about underrated now. We're throwing a couple underrateds out there.
Anybody
Is that
listening?
safe?
If you're still listening right now, God bless your soul.
Hey,
You
this,
are
this
a
is this is
strong
my
individual.
chance. This is my turn
Serious
to
question. Wait, hang on. Serious
to
question.
what?
How many views do these get?
Not enough.
We get like 50. I think they average like no. The new one has like 90.
Really? That's
But
so
it's-
much more than I thought.
No, but the thing is, those 90 views, they probably don't watch past. I'm Liam. Well, this is Hazard Time Podcast.
Oh yeah. How does it count that? Does it count a view the minute you click it?
I have no clue. I don't know how they do that. But if you're still listening, type 9 in the comments.
9. The number.
Yeah. Well, look, 9 the number,
9.
or 9 the letter, or 9.
Fair enough. Any form.
9, the German word.
Like you wrote the word out. You weren't listening.
So anyway, this is my chance to repeat a conversation I've had on this podcast, but underrated. I'm going Robert Pattinson, Christian Stewart. Underrated.
You try to push this all
You're
the
just
time.
you really are all you've been trying to push
just-
that for years.
No, he's been trying to push it since he got freaking cast as Batman because he wants to be the one that
No,
says
he's pushed this before then.
Yes,
I will
I've
give him credit.
Pushed
He's
it before
definitely pushed
Batman.
this before that. Because I remember him saying this back in like I don't know.
You guys, you just stuck on Twilight. That's all you see them as.
No,
Okay.
no, that's
Robert
not my problem.
Pattinson. Well, look,
I
I
don't have
was
a problem with them. You've pushed it before.
It's a bunch of haters. Is all.
Robert Pattinson is in a movie coming out in the light called The Lighthouse. That was
Exactly.
very
Directed by
Yeah,
the
one
Witch director, a very underrated director,
he's so underrated you don't know his name.
Robert Eggers.
Are you
Fuck you,
sure?
Dmitri.
Are you sure?
I'm like 99% positive. Richard's over there having a grand old time without us. Is that Richard laughing, or is it
That's a woman laugh.
Richard has a very feminine laugh.
I guess so.
Did he just leave? Is he out of the call?
No.
Yeah, it'll be really loud. Yeah.
Also, it is Richard's side though, right? Is
What?
it from yours? Is it
No,
your
no,
side?
it's Richards. It's Richards'
Okay.
side. It's Roger. It's Robert Eggers. Okay.
Robert, that's what I
Not
said.
Edger. You said Edgers.
Edgers, same thing.
Anyway, that movie looks really good, and The Witch was very good.
A Good Time was a
Have you
great
seen
movie.
Swiss Army Man, Richard?
Yes, I have.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
It was so weird. Like it.
Who is Swiss Army Man director?
I
That was
thought
a
it was
sentence.
good, but to me, see, I think the reason I didn't like it might not be the same as other people. Like, I think when a lot of people watch that, they'd probably think this is too weird for me because of like the plot and the fact that he's using a dead body for like all these weird
Well, no,
superpowers. But
that
for
wasn't
me,
that
the
weird to
reason I
me.
didn't like it. It just emotionally, it felt like a high school senior thesis.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah. Like
You know what I
all
mean?
the. I mean, that's what it originally came out to me as. Like when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that's weird to be like, oh, kooky weird.
Yeah, it's going to be like quirky,
But then I understand. It kept getting a little stranger, but then at the same time, it got like it's like really surface deep,
yeah,
isn't
surface
it?
exactly.
Wait, I
The
got
same.
serious.
Have you seen the movie Horns?
Yeah, that one's even worse.
It's terrible, but because like it's not like the idea was the problem. It had a good idea, I think. It just would never
Well,
went
yeah,
deeper than like a high
exactly.
school
Yeah,
like English project. You know what I
it's
mean?
not fleshed out
Somebody
enough.
somebody just entered college to be a writing major, like thought he was being really deep.
Which, if they had maybe held on to the idea for a little longer, then they could have done something with it.
Right.
I mean, I liked the music in Swiss Army Man, and
Yeah, so did
overall,
I.
it was an
How have I
enjoyable
not seen this
movie.
It was good enough. I mean, I
Yeah,
liked it.
Weird. How have you two seen this movie and I haven't? Maybe.
Because it's not a movie.
Yeah.
What?
It's not a Liam movie.
I think it's a Liam. I think it's more of a Liam movie than it is a you guys movie.
Get out of here, Leo.
It's very wrong.
I don't think you know what a
That's
Liam movie
exactly
is.
up my like that is the kind of movie
Yeah,
that
no, that
I see. What are you talking about?
I saw the trailer a long time ago and thought of Richard immediately.
So I have a serious question for you guys, and I feel like it's a yes for Dmitri, but I don't know if it's a yes for Richard. You guys have seen Primer, right?
No.
What the
Wait.
fuck, man?
Didn't we watch it together?
Nope.
I'm almost positive. No, yeah, I watched it by myself. I did.
How have you gotta see Primer?
Yeah, Richard, you got to see Primer, man. Like,
I don't even know what it is.
oh my god, you have to watch it. You watch it.
Primer is a great movie.
That is like one of the defining science fiction movies. Like,
Of all time.
What's it
yeah.
about?
You
It's
just
like-
gotta watch it.
Well, actually, it's
What's it about is kind of a complicated. It's kind of a complicated answer. But
Okay.
that, and it's kind of a soft spot around these parts. So,
what do you mean soft spot?
I mean, when the topic of the movie is brought up, usually things kind of start to get a little chaotic around here.
Wait, huh?
It's about time travel.
Oh. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Oh, you mean in our circle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of time travel, by the way, there is a show which you've probably heard of, and I may have mentioned before,
I'll
that
never watch it.
perfectly encapsulates my feelings on time travel.
Safety not included.
I probably hate this. I probably hate this TV show. What is it?
It's called Dark.
Oh, I don't
Dark.
hate it.
It's a
but
German TV show. I watched it in German.
Of course, Richard.
Darfik
of
Wasser
course.
drinking game.
No, it's super
Yeah.
good.
I
It's 2
understand.
seasons. It's very good. It's an excellent TV show. I think it's a sleeper. Like, I don't know. I think it's one of the best TV shows in a while, and at
Wait,
least for
is
what.
Is it a Netflix original?
Yes, but a
Ugh.
German Netflix original.
arc. The question
Anyway.
is not where, but when.
Yes, exactly.
Existential implications of time and its effects upon human nature.
Anyway,
that-
I know we
that-
all have different thoughts on time travel, but if you
This-
really wanted to see how I
Just
see-
judging from the cover, it seems like this could have been filmed in the forest.
yeah, kind of.
What I'll say about Primer is the best representation of time travel in film, in my opinion.
See, you haven't seen Dark.
No, Richard, you gotta watch Primer.
I will.
No, I think Primer is the most realistic depiction of
Well,
time
realistic best. That's kind of
not in the way that it explains. Well, like in its chaos, I guess.
and like the rules.
Yeah.
It's very it's very.
No, wait, Richard, you have such a excuse my expression there. You have such a golden opportunity right now. You can watch Primer knowing nothing about it.
Yeah, you're right. Don't tell me anything. Don't tell me anything. I'll watch it.
Okay. And then you should do a review for Hazard Time.
But
It's
I'm
gotta be-
serious about Dark. I know Liam will watch it. You might
give it a
probably,
chance.
but even if there's 2 seasons, and especially once you've finished season 2 and you have it all under your belt, you're like, okay, I get it. I get it.
I do like German stuff.
I think
It's
I
fun.
might. I think I might
So
have tried to
have a-
watch it, but gave up on
They have
it.
an English dub that, like, one of the
Ooh.
settings you could. It's dubbed in English. Don't pick that setting because that's just horrible.
Well, I watch subtitles anyway, so I guess it works out.
And every once in a while, you'll like remember things, and you're like, "Oh, I know what that means."
I heard that word before. He asked if he could get a drink of water.
Sometimes, like recently, I just finished season 2, and I was able, by the end of it, I was able to be like, "That's not what they said." Like
Wow.
the subtitles are just off enough, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I know what they said."
Here's the thing, though. Like, das ist sehr, sehr interessant.
Yeah. Dark Foster drinking game.
Darfish. Dark. Can I get some water?
Oh, yes, go.
Heute ist
Montag.
Heute ist Freitag.
Freitag.
Hausaufgabe? Hausaufgabe?
Also, what? Hausaufgabe?
Hausaufgabe?
What? Hausaufgabe? Haarschnipp?
Haarschnipp? Haarschnipp with the, you can't see it, but I'm doing the motion.
Yeah, me too. Haarschnipp.
Ooh. Hold on. Shit. I forgot.
Du bist arm? Ich hab du bist arm. Ich hab was bei on.
Remember that?
Arms, by the way.
What?
Another thing that I said, speaking of arms, this is something for Dmitri, not Liam, yet again. Sorry.
You hitting your buys now, Rich?
You are not going to believe, I can't believe I didn't tell you this. It just happened like 2 or 3 days ago. You are not going to believe what happened in my dream the other day.
Oh, maybe I will.
Somebody, I mean, this would make a lot, this would be a lot easier to explain if you could see me. But in my dream, there's a lot of things going on. But at one point, I was talking to somebody, and behind them, I could see, like, across the room, and there was somebody sitting way at the other end of the room, and they were staring at me doing your arm thing. And I thought it was so bizarre.
I'm doing it right now.
What's your arm thing?
See, was that the same time when I was trying to steal a calculator from your backpack, or was that a different day?
I think it was a different day. I think because you didn't know you were doing it.
Yeah, well, I just remember you were just like all of a sudden like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Huh? What?" For all I know, it wasn't me at that point in time.
There was a time in like 6th or 7th grade, Liam, where we were on the bus.
This was in your
Usually, and so I like almost always sat next to Dmitri. And there was one day
He
where
says almost always, because it's true. He didn't always sit next to me.
not always, but most of the time. Let's be real.
He graced you with his presence once in a while.
Hey, I had a life to uphold, which
I'll-
didn't go anywhere.
I'll throw this guy a bone every once in a while.
And who you talking to now, Richard?
Yeah. Anyway, so we were sitting there on the bus, and we were talking or whatever. I don't know. I think there was a lull in the conversation, and I was looking down at my lap or in my backpack or something, and I could see in the corner of my eye Dmitri next to me
I'm
doing
doing
something
it.
with his wrist. And I turned to look at him, and he's sitting there, staring me dead in the eyes, holding up his left arm, and then with his right hand, with his middle finger and his thumb, he has it wrapped around his wrist, and he's just moving it back and forth, staring at me. And it took me like a few seconds to just.
It was like a circular motion. I was twisting my wrist.
Yes, exactly. But
Like if
weren't
you're
twisting
giving somebody a rug burn.
your fingers around your wrist.
Yeah, so I was like holding it in place, but I wasn't holding it. It was like just graced on it.
And then you were just doing that for like 2 seconds, staring me in the eyes. And finally, I was like, "What are you doing?"
I love how you said too, because like you got it exact. I know it left an impact on you because I know for a fact it was the thumb and middle finger, and like you remember everything down to a T.
So describe this to me. He had a thumb and middle finger over one wrist, right?
So, like, sit down. Then take your left arm, put your elbow on your left elbow on your left knee, and just hold your arm up, sort of at like a 90 angle or whatever.
But
Your right hand, and using your middle finger and your thumb, wrap it around your wrist. Then
Okay.
turn your head and face to the right as if I'm sitting there, and look me in the eyes. And then
as if you're turning a doorknob back and forth.
yeah, with your right hand, just twist it like you're playing Bop It. And just do that for like 2 seconds of silence.
Don't move my left hand.
Smiling. He was smiling.
And with like a dead stare.
Dead stare, glazed over eyes, wide grin.
And it's true too, because whenever I do it, I have that exact facial expression.
To this day, we don't know why or what that was.
So that was your dream?
Yeah, well, I mean, that was part of it.
And was it me doing it in the dream, or was it somebody else?
I was the guy.
That's great.
How does that rank amongst your dreams?
I mean, it was like an average one. I don't know. You want to hear a weird dream I had recently, though? Spooky. I feel like it could be a short story. Or like a short movie. I had a dream where whatever like alternate reality this was, it was Earth, I assume, but it wasn't really like our timeline necessarily. But anyway, there was some sort of apocalypse where there were no more people. But it wasn't like a Fallout type apocalypse where it was all desert or whatever. It's just like there just wasn't any people anymore, basically. And I
Sounds like
woke up.
paradise to me.
I woke up in the forest, and it was like a really old, really large forest. Like the trees were like 200 feet tall.
Like a medieval forest.
Yeah, like something like
Fantasy.
like a redwood forest almost or something. And
trees are so big that they're unrealistically big.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was like walking in Endor, basically.
Right.
And it was foggy, but I woke up like on the ground, like Jack from Lost style, basically. And I walk not that far, just a little bit, and there's a clearing in the forest. And when I get to this clearing, there's like a human settlement there, but it looks kind of Viking-y, it's like medieval technology. Everything's made of wood. They have a big long house or like a great hall or whatever, and there's like a blacksmith and stuff. And I walk into the great hall main building, and the chieftain is there, and they're all wearing like furs and stuff. And he doesn't really question why I'm there, but he just kind of welcomes me into the group basically and explains that they're like the last surviving humans. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he's like, let me give you the tour. So he gives me the tour of this settlement, and it's only like 4 buildings. It's like the Great Hall, and then a blacksmith, and then like some huts, and that's about it. And it's
You
all
just said that
positioned.
building from Skyrim and Whiterun.
Yeah, I mean more rudimentary than that, but like more primitive,
It's not like my
like
Minecraft.
stuff. But whatever. It was good enough. And it was positioned so that there was just like one road. There was like 2 buildings on one side and 2 or 3 buildings on the other side, and just this one main drag. And there were some like pastures with some sheep in it past that, and then the woods continued. So we're walking down the street, and as he's talking to me, I turn to my right, and I see this creature walk down the street next to me, and it's like 30 feet tall. It's kind of an amorphous shape. It's not really a creature so much as it is just an entity. It's 30 feet tall. It doesn't really have a shape. It's like a cancer cell. I mean, it's just like a sort of like a body with a bunch of random appendages. Like,
I just want to note that you cannot call this creature the shape. Okay.
okay,
Taken.
I know it's taken. It was more like, have you ever seen like scars of people who've been struck by lightning?
Yeah.
How they're all like, I don't know. Well, veiny, I guess. Anyway, it's 30 feet tall. There was sort of a body, and there was sort of a head. It didn't have any features. I mean, it was all featureless. It was just sort of that shape. And then there were just appendages, like long, stringy, branching structures.
I'm getting
It
a
looked like
strong
Earth, I guess.
Lovecraftian vibe.
Yeah, and it was metallic silver.
Yeah.
And like I could see my reflection in it, basically. And anyway, this thing walks out of the woods and just walks next to us down this road. And he doesn't really have he doesn't have a face. He almost doesn't have a head, but it kind of does, sort of. And it felt like he was looking at me. And so it was very spooky. It was very ominous. Like the minute I looked at him, like it just
And you could feel
Doom.
that.
Oh yeah, I could feel
Yeah.
doom.
You could
When
you
it
could feel yeah, so you could actually feel him looking at you.
Yeah, he didn't have
Yeah.
eyes or a nose or a mouth, but I just knew he was looking at me.
But and physically in the dream you could feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I turned to the chieftain. I'm like, "Yo, what the heck is that?" And he was like, "Oh, they're the Watchers." And then I was like,
Oh
What
man,
was
that
that?
went downhill. It's a lame name.
"It is a lame name." But I said, "What does that mean?" And he said, "Oh, we don't know what they are. We don't know anything about them. But as long as you don't, so far we haven't bothered them, and they haven't bothered us. Just don't look at them for too long." And I was like, "Why not?" And he was like, we just don't think that they'll appreciate it. So it's like, don't too long." And so far we followed that rule, and they haven't bothered us. And I was like, okay. And he's like, also, they're shapeshifters. And I was like, okay, weird, but whatever. And then we go back into the Great Hall, and I try to forget about it, but it was very unsettling. And then when he's done with the tour, I walk back outside, and I see another one, a different one, like walking sort of in the middle of one of those sheep pastures. And then when I was looking at it, it noticed that I was looking at it, and it turned into a big tree. It shapeshifted into a giant tree. And as I was sitting there looking at it, I was like, wow, that's really convincing. Like, I would never know that that wasn't a giant tree. And then I turn around and I look at, we're in the middle of the forest. We're in this huge forest filled with all these giant trees. And I just had this sense right then that, like, God knows any of these are actually trees. For all I know, we're completely surrounded by these things. And then the minute I had that thought, I woke up.
See,
It was like in the dream. It was very ominous.
Anyway, about Venom. No, Richard never knew that I ate my twin.
Did you actually?
Yeah,
I don't believe that. I don't believe you.
I did too. I ate my twin.
I mean, I believe it. It explains a lot.
How old were you when you ate your twin? 2, 3?
Mhm.
7.
Well, you know how like in high school. Anyway, what's changed since last time we met? Anything changed? Is your body grown?
My hair is
anything?
longer.
Yeah, yeah, Richard. What's up with your hair? How long's your hair?
It's not long.
It's the longest we've probably ever seen it.
It is the longest my hair's ever been.
Is it as long as mine's ever been?
No, I feel like you've had longer. Yeah, you've definitely had longer hair.
Yeah, damn right.
I hope to maybe one day get to that point, but I'm not there yet.
Oh, I'm so mad. Last time I cut my hair, I was so close. It was so long, and I should have just
Why'd you cut it?
because I couldn't get through the phases, man.
See, that's the nice thing about living in the woods and like not having to talk to people ever, is that you can just get away with looking like an absolute mess.
I couldn't do that. I had like a job where I had to go out in public.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate.
How's the facial hair coming along, guys?
Terrible, as always. That's funny.
Non-existent.
That's a shame.
Liam,
What?
you know that's a sword.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought you did tomorrow.
I did, remember not? And I get my cases tomorrow.
Oh, all right.
Anyway,
Do we have a special guest on the podcast?
Dmitri and I have always been looking forward to the days where we get punched in the face.
You're not blessed like I am.
We have not. Yeah, we're never gonna get to that point.
I think you just gotta let it go. Just leave it alone for a couple months.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna fix my problem. You know?
I think it will. Gotta
I
have
don't.
faith.
No, because I think it's genetic.
I think Joe would look weird with a beard.
Joe can grow even less facial hair than me.
Hey, Richard. Joe is drinking. All right. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I'm just telling you, he's your brother. You have to make sure he stays on the right path.
Why are you even saying this?
Because we brought up Joe. I just want to let you know that he is probably attending social gathering events that include alcohol.
Wait,
Yeah, well, he's
what?
21.
What?
I'm really confused.
What?
What is going on?
I'm letting Richard know to keep an eye on his brother, make sure he stays on the right path.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I'm really confused.
I've said my piece. I've said it all.
I mean, he's of legal age.
Yeah, but he's a good kid. He needs to continue on the right path.
I feel like
Is
I'm
he
a
good
better kid than he is. And that's not, I mean, that doesn't say a lot.
Well, look. All right. Anyway, maybe you're not the right person to have him do that. Liam, you're doing well. You're gonna be an electrician. Keep Joe on the right path, will you?
I will
Don't let him be like his brother.
You can rely on me. I wouldn't call Joe a good person. I definitely want to call Richard a better person than Joe, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
I think maybe they're just like a couple terrible people.
I don't know. I don't think they're anywhere near terrible.
I'm
people.
definitely not the right person.
Oh, we know, Richard. We know.
Are you trying to convert Joe to Mormonism, Dmitri?
Well, I'm just saying, I don't try to convert anybody, but I just display evidence.
Yeah.
That's all. Drinking
Also,
is just not the way.
but you're not allowed to be the one who tells Joe not to drink. I'm supposed to be the one who tells Joe not to drink. That's like my thing.
Are you
Is it?
Mormon, Richard?
No, but I don't drink.
Neither do I.
Well, there we go.
I don't drink either.
All
So I
right,
have.
see?
I have.
Then
Wait.
maybe we should intervene with Joe.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dmitri, you've never had an alcoholic beverage, correct, Dmitri?
Well, I've had some, but no, I've never completed one.
What about you, Richard?
I'm not sure I ever completed one.
What does this mean, like complete one? Like you took a couple sips or something?
Like,
Liam, you've gotten drunk before.
I don't know if I've gotten drunk before. Maybe I'm the one with the problem.
I just don't see the appeal myself. Never
Same.
did.
Honestly, same.
Okay,
Like-
for me, it's a money thing, and it's also that's like priority number one. It's a money thing. Like, why would I spend money to drink beer when water's free? But
True.
and it tastes like crap.
Oh, it tastes horrible.
Like my first ever drink was a Jack and Coke, and it tasted like toothpaste. Like why am I drinking toothpaste?
Your toothpaste tastes like Jack and Coke.
I guess Jack and Coke tastes like toothpaste. Maybe I don't know. It wasn't very good. I guess I have had more alcohol than you guys have.
Yeah, probably.
I like whiskey. Actually, moonshine. Because they have like a lot of places here that do
That's
moonshine.
real authentic, like, homemade basement brew moonshine.
We've been to like places here, like family get-togethers, and like some old dude will come out and be like, and like give you like a cup, and you're like I don't drink, but like I'll taste it and be like, Jesus, like
Yeah, it's like rubbing alcohol. I mean,
no, it like you smell it and it's like God. Like,
Do you know if I ever do
keep drinking it. Jeez, dude.
if I ever do another drunk update, which I might if I reach another subscriber goal, you know what I'm gonna drink?
What?
Riot juice.
Riot juice?
Yeah, you know what riot juice is, right?
No.
Do you know what riot juice is, Richard?
yeah. I mean, I don't think I remember these specific ingredients.
It's just grain alcohol
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and like blue Gatorade or something mixed in for coloring.
Wait, that's like basically what they have here then.
It's a reference to Sony in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
If there's a riot, I'm going to be blasted on grain alcohol. Riot juice. Anything else we want to talk about?
No, I'm pretty sure this podcast is useless.
Yeah,
Lego images for Star Wars Episode 7 Lego images. Released.
God, it's time for bed.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Matrix 4 a little bit, real quick?
No.
I said my piece with that movie.
Are you gonna see it? Are you looking forward to it? What's your status on it? Because I can never tell with you.
Unless some freak incident where I end up in the movie theater seat watching the movie with like beyond my own will, I will not watch them. I won't go see it.
Really? That's interesting. I kind of.
No, I probably will actually.
Yeah, that part's good. Nothing about Lawrence Fishburne. Do you think he'll come back?
I hope so.
Aren't they all dead though? Like, isn't everybody dead? Like, didn't Trinity and Neo die in the third
Yeah.
one?
Pretty sure everybody is dead.
Yeah, but it's the Matrix.
They
Neo or Morpheus
they just
died.
they're like the second one or something.
Yeah.
They need to like soft reboot it because like those sequels, it's like so much nonsense, like just nonsense.
That's what I'm saying. If they manage to like somehow, I don't even know how a fourth one exists.
Well, people are talking about it like, well, you could reboot it literally because the Matrix is a simulation. Just reboot the simulation.
That'd be the first rebooted movie.
Yeah.
They should bring back Cypher.
Cypher.
Not like this.
Like this.
God, those movies, those sequels. I haven't even seen them. Those sequels are terrible.
The second
Two
one
is-
kind of recently.
I don't know. The 2 is, I think people give 2. Like, they're too harsh on it.
They
Which
are a
one-
little too harsh on it. I think you're right. It's not great, but it's not.
Yeah. 3 is bad, but 2 is it's okay.
What is the one
Cave Raves.
with? Yeah. Which one's that?
All of them.
The second one.
Which is the one with the architects spitting nonsense at Neo?
I think that's the second one also.
Yeah.
Boy, the third one must have been really bad because all the bad shit I remember is from the second one.
The second one has the bowling ball noise.
Yes, it does.
That's ridiculous.
Oh goodness.
Some
I feel
editor
like-
was like,
At some point, I want to like analyze the machine's plans. Like, how is creating a fake world the best option? Can't they just like lock humans up in a cell or something? Like, why?
you know what I hate most about this place?
Why?
The
The
smell.
Oh,
It's the smell.
The smell.
Wait, you watched the second one just recently, Richard?
Sort of recently, yeah.
Well, the real question is why. But then the second question is, do you remember the part where he's like, it's when Agent Smith first starts turning people?
Yeah.
And he's like, it's you. Yes, me. Me, me,
me,
Me.
me too.
me too.
And that's how the Me Too movement was started. People forget what the original purpose was.
They're gonna just stab us and turn us into one.
They have
Yeah.
they
Me
have changed
too.
Me Too into their own designs.
All right. Anyway, I think I gotta get going.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Me.
Me.
Me too. Okay. Blah blah blah. Whatever ending. See you guys later.